Support for Radio Friends comes from Columbia Healthy Smiles, the dental office of husband and wife team Dr. Batson and Dr. Abe, offering comprehensive and customized care to patients of all ages. Learn more by calling 573-721-9039 or online at www.columbiahealthysmiles.com. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Wednesday, February 17th. We're going to talk about something that I find really interesting, and it's a little bit different, called the human library. And I want to introduce you to Lauren Williams, who is here in the studio with us, and then we're going to meet a human book in just a minute or so. Oh, I can see you on the screen, but we'll talk to you in just a second, Renee. Tell me, Lauren, what is the Human Library?
So the Human Library, it's a conversation event, and it's made up with volunteer books who have agreed to share their story with readers. This event is part of Boone County's journey toward inclusive excellence, which is in its fourth year, and we are part of a group at the library where we are trying to provide the community experiences to help them learn about their own biases and then overcome those biases and make this a community where everybody can feel welcome and thrive. So the Human Library is part of that. It's really about bringing people together to have a conversation in small groups with someone who has an identity that has been maybe stereotyped or prejudged. So you have people who their book titles are things like recovering alcoholic or veteran. Our first event is going to be focused on a lot of books with some sort of disability, or it's around ability.
So the books, as you refer to them, they are human beings. They've
Yes.
not actually written a book, but they are going to share their story as if you were reading a book. But the thing is, you can talk to the book, and the book is going to talk back to you.
Exactly right. So they start out, we're going to use the breakout room feature of Zoom, since we're all living in this online world right now because of the pandemic. You will have a book and then just 2 or 3 readers, and the book will start out saying what their title is, a little bit about their experience with that particular identity, and then open it up for questions. So people who attend can ask any kind of question, and it's opportunity to ask those questions. Maybe you've been embarrassed to ask someone, or if you see someone who's in a wheelchair, for instance, what's okay to ask. This gives you the opportunity to get to know that person as a person,
Right.
with a story.
When will this be?
So our first event is February 21st.
Okay.
It's on a
February
Sunday.
21st. So what we're going to do right now is we'll pretend that you and I are the readers, right,
Okay.
Lauren? And then we have a book that is standing by via Zoom. And there she is. This is Renee Powell. Good morning, Renee.
Morning.
Yeah, I'm looking at you on the screen right now, and you've got a big, beautiful smile on your face, and it looks like you're sitting outside in a lush green yard. Now, obviously, in the middle of February, you're not outside in a lush green yard, are you?
No, I'm not. I took the photo just downtown Columbia.
Okay.
And
Now, tell me a little bit that you're participating in this first event. What is your book? What is your story?
I am a woman who is a disabled activist. I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 14, and it's sort of about that journey.
Yeah.
And so
you consider yourself an activist, and you want to get that message across to everybody about what your life is like, what you can do, and why, even though you have a so-called disability, you're as normal as everybody else, is the way you think and what you want to do, what you like and dislike, right?
Right. Yes. And there are cultural biases that define my life in a lot of ways. I cannot drive because I have epilepsy. And in some ways, consider myself now ahead of the game as far as my carbon footprint, which is a good thing. So I like to look at the things that having epilepsy has positively contributed to my life.
Okay. What are some of the things that have made your life positive by dealing with epilepsy?
Well, the people I know, for one thing, and awareness and empathy that I've gained. I have, like, it's Black History Month, and I have a connection to Black history because the Black Panthers were largely responsible for me getting rights.
For you getting rights, by you
Yes.
having rights.
Yeah, because they supported protests that led to social change that led to me being more included.
Do you ever come to a point where you feel sorry for yourself, or do you say, no, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I can do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Well, I face barriers and frustrations that go along with it. They are mostly external. I have, for example, to qualify for disability, you have to meet certain requirements. But if I don't, there's automatically a $4,000 price tag for my medications.
Okay, so these are all the different types. These are all the different types of stories that you'll be talking about, right, Lauren?
Right, yes. So we'll hear people's individual experiences like this and then be able to ask them questions, like you've asked, how has this impacted your day-to-day life, or what assumptions do people make about you that are incorrect? Just to have a really intimate conversation with someone you might not normally have a conversation with. It's a way to see people as people and to really recognize the diversity of our community and be a more inclusive community.
How many different people or different books will you have with each session?
With each session, our goal is 10. So we're still recruiting a few more books, but we're close to having that 10 people. And so we'll be putting 2 or 3 people with each book.
And topics?
Topics range from a female veteran to someone who's a pagan, recovering alcoholic, person in a wheelchair, person who's blind, all kinds of identities,
Okay.
Different religions.
All
It'll
right.
be great.
I thank you so much, and Renee, thank you so much for being with us today. Lauren, again, if people want more information, it's www.dbrl.org/human library.
Yeah, human-library.
Human-library.
Yep.
Okay. Good luck with all of that.
Thank you so much.
Very interesting. Something you'd like to hear or see, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.